I just watched Moonfall. So Moonfall, right? This oh my god, dude. This was so bad. And it started off so good. It started off very, very promising. Okay, at first 10, 15 minutes, I was like, I don't know what everybody's talking about. This seems to be pretty good. Not so. Not so. This movie has melted my brain. This is so bad. Again, not Star Wars bad. Just bad. Where to start? How about at the beginning? Here we go. You have oh you have an astronaut who is banished, basically, because he is attacked by something. This is going to be spoiler free. Before we go ahead and get started, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. If you enjoy the content, I'll see if I can get some more out to you. Back to the story. There is an astronaut who is banished because a thing, some sort of monster, not monster, it's a, I don't know, it's an organic, it's AI type of thing. It's living AI is what it is, right? Which is a horrible explanation for what this thing actually is. It kills one of their shipmates. Even though NASA knows what actually happened, they decided to say, no, your stupidity is what killed the other astronaut. And then they look at the other astronaut like, what happened? And she's like, yeah, he probably did it. I'd have whooped her ass. Fast forward, the moon starts heading towards Earth, right? There are so many questions that I have about the actions of so many in this movie. Because nothing makes sense. Nothing they're doing passes the smell test. Nothing. So, everyone realizes that eventually that the moon is headed towards Earth, right? And they're trying to figure out what to do. No one has an idea of what to do, which I get, because if we found out today that the moon was on a trajectory towards Earth, that's it. It's ball game. I don't know. What are we trying to figure out here? Huh? What are we trying to do? What kind of plan are we coming up with? It's a moon. You can't stop that. It's the moon. It's over. It's over. Say goodbye. These people don't believe it's over. And they start to devise a plan because they see a hole in a crater and they want to go investigate it. That's fine. I understand. I can get down with that. So they launch a probe into this hole, at which point they see that the monster, or the organic AI, comes out and attacks everybody and kills them. That's all we know. We just know that there's a thing in a hole on the moon that has just absolutely murdered everybody. Everybody. And for some reason, everyone already fucking knows that this thing responds to technology. How the fuck do you know that? How do you know that? You've had two interactions, two. And NASA only knows about the one, and you knew nothing of it. Nothing. You had no idea this was even a thing. But now you understand this thing. You know what it is. You saw it for like 2 seconds. That's my first problem. Second problem is there was a dude that came out. There's no hanging out with anybody long enough to understand their motives or what's going on. There's a dude who's sitting behind a desk at NASA. It's oh god, I can't remember his name. And he's supposed to have all the secrets of NASA, like on his computer. Okay, well that's fine. Well, they wheel him in. He just comes in with this ominous warning, like, oh, NASA knows everything. You know nothing. You have to leave now. And it just wheels itself out of the room. Who are you, sir? What are your qualifications? We were just told by somebody in NASA that we need to come see you, and that's what we're doing. So, what's your name again? Never to be seen again. Never in the movie to be seen again at all. I have no idea who this dude is or where on the food chain he belongs. But that's fine. We'll just move on to a new character. Because we're just hopping along. Next, what do we have? Who do we have? Who's next up in the character wheel? We're just spinning. Oh, we figured out that this thing tracks technology, right? So we go up in a space shuttle, which apparently is off, but we're maneuvering. Oh God. Oh, I skipped over one part. So this is some Fast 9 bullshit. So they take off in this rocket, right? In this rocket. There's only 3 people who are around to launch this rocket. 3. They send everyone home. Everyone. Because in 10 seconds, she was like, Halle Berry's character is like, we don't have another engine to replace the engine we just lost. Well, I guess we're fucked. All right. Could everyone please listen? Yes, we are all screwed. Yeah, you can go home and be with your families. Because this is it. I don't understand that move. You are the only hope for humanity. The only one. Maybe try a little harder. Halle Berry's husband cannot act. Even a little bit. Because everything he says, he's got furrowed eyebrows. And you're just like, what? This is not required that much intensity, sir. If you could just back that off. Just a smidge. Just back it off just a little bit. Lighten your eyebrows some. Have some fun with the role. Do something, happy. Everything is not horrible. This is at the beginning of the movie. Before anything bad happened. He was just so angry. Sir, stop. The rocket taking off. 3 people, back to the rocket. The rocket takes off. There's a monster wave coming. There's only 1 booster running. They're sitting in the cockpit of this thing. It's like crapping out. The shuttle is old as shit. They didn't fix anything. Like, they had time to replace all the parts on the shuttle. Like, they found this thing beat up and used up. There ain't no way. But fine. It takes off. A wave hits the shuttle. A wave. Doesn't change course. Doesn't knock it down. Doesn't put out any fires. Nothing. That shuttle has the mission's over. Boys and girls. It's over. It's ended. Next up. After the shuttle. The children. The kids have gotten in a Humvee. And they see the wave coming, but they're just watching mommy and daddy go to space. Or daddy go to space. Just hanging out. It's all good. Get your ass out of there, man. But it's cool. It's whatever. I can look over that one. Then they get hijacked by some bad guys who are waiting out in the mountains with shotguns in a snowstorm. What are you doing here, sir? What are you doing here? Why are you here? Are you setting up an ambush for randos at this mountain? Everyone's running for their lives, but you're up here jacking fools in the mountains for what? What are you taking that is not already available for you to take in the rest of the world who is running for their lives? After they're running for their lives, they take their stuff. Did they drop a gun? I didn't see him drop a gun. Did they drop a gun? Where did the gun come from? Maybe I missed it. Maybe I don't give a shit enough to care. But they look like they dropped a gun, and the boy picked it up. They left him alive and everything. Like, you've gone this far to rob people in a snowstorm on a mountain. Who you expected to come along in your Jeep? I don't know. Moving on. Then they meet back up again in a store in town. What are you doing? What are you doing, robbers? What are you looking for that we keep running into one another? And how come no one is shooting anyone? Huh? Why? They're clearly bad guys, and they've held you up for a second time now, right? And made them drop their weapons. You think this is where they just gonna let it in? You should probably wound someone, shoot them in the arm, leg, or something. Shoot them, just shoot them. Moving on to the next thing, to the next disaster. So we get into space. Again, we're maneuvering a shuttle with no power, which this thing can read. Okay, keep that in mind. As they have a device, right? They have a device that sets off an EMP, which they set out, and then turn the power on to this thing. Okay, that thing then triggers the AI monster thing to come out, but it ain't taking the bait, right? It's looking for where the signal's coming from. The scientist guy, the guy who figured this all out, he has his cell phone on, and the guy has the trigger, the EMP trigger. The things he knows, it knows this. It starts coming towards the shuttle, right? So to get it to turn off, he breaks the trigger on the roof of the shuttle, right? And then they break old boy's cell phone. No more electronic anything. Right before the AI almost killed the shuttle. This is supposed to be the end, right? Except for when the monster goes back in the hole, the trigger comes back on. It does not alert it does not alert the monster or the, why do I keep calling it that? It does not alert the AI. It just comes back on. He smashed it so the thing wouldn't know they were there, and it came back on as soon as it went back in the hole. Why? There's so many plot conveniences in this awful, awful movie that I don't understand. I don't understand. No one is acting the way that they should. But there should be people crying and running. And the big scientist dude, he's like a kid in a candy store the entire time. He's like, oh my God, I knew the moon was hollow. I knew it was a mega structure. Could you get closer to the wall? Bitch, we're trying to live. We're trying to survive. I get that you are amazed right now, but if you could just shut up just for a little bit, we could discuss all this after we save everybody. Is that okay with you? Huh? Is that okay? We good? Okay. Back to the action. So, next we have the fight with the AI. Okay, there's a huge explanation about how they were brought up with, there's a bunch of them. The explanation for these things are stupid. They were like, they used the AI to survive, to live, to advance the way that they lived, but the way that it's set up, it's not like, it doesn't make. They broke out of their cage. Like, what? They broke out of their cages because they grew smarter than humans. So they just wanted to live. I don't know, dude. Like, your guess is as good as mine. What the hell these things are? Anyway, they saved the day, and the moon, upon reaching the Earth, snaps back to its original orbit. Everyone is saved except for the people who weren't. And everybody survives. Almost. The dude the scientist who was, fascinated with the entire place, he decided to stay behind with the EMP, which I thought was very commendable. And he decided he was just going to go with the EMP since he had nothing to look forward to back on Earth. And the EMP blows up. Boom! End of story. Everybody's happy. He saved the Earth. It had kind of like an Armageddon ending, which was, it's whatever. They stole a couple lines from Jurassic Park in this movie, but that's cool too. And it's all good, only to find out that he died. His body died, but his consciousness survived because we can't have anybody die, and no one that we really like. This movie was bad. It was stupid. It didn't make any sense. It was horribly written. It just they had people in spots they shouldn't have been. Why are there bad guys waiting in the mountains? Who? And there's three of them too. Like nobody had an idea. Like we should probably get out of here. We should probably leave. Like there's no one coming. I just feel like there was a movie in here. This movie should have been 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and you should have stretched it out. Introduce your characters the correct way. Give them some dialogue. Let me know what it is they do. Make this more suspenseful. Take out all that silly shit like the cars jumping when, gravity is light or light enough to pull up a goddamn tree, but not to lift up the person with the tree. Because that's just stupid. Like, no one is buying that nonsense, man. So, that's my take on this shit show. I want to call it something else. But it's fine. I've been on here rambling long enough about this awful, 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 do not watch, awful shit of a movie. Enjoy your afternoon. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I'll get with you soon about something else. And as always, man, I appreciate y'all hanging out. It's fun. Later.